This might rival that one Batman incident. It just might. But I did a true 0 to death combo to him, and I'll show you guys how to do the exact same thing. I'm here to give you everything I know from a rank 2 Shaggy in the beta to make you come up to speed and be the best you could be. So I'll be covering 3 aspects of his gameplay: his neutral, his combo game, and how to escape disadvantage, because I feel like those are the 3 most pressing issues that aren't talked about enough. To start, neutral is the active state where both you and the opponent are looking to land a hit on one another. So if you've ever seen boxing where they're both looking to hit each other and they're just kind of waiting around before they eventually hug anyway, that is neutral as well. But I hate to be the bearer of bad news, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Shaggy's neutral sucks bad. I cannot underscore how hard it is for him to get in against the higher tiers of the game, like Harley, Batman, or Wonder Woman in 1v1s. What compounds this issue is that he doesn't spawn with a sandwich anymore, unlike the beta, which immediately makes it more difficult for him to create openings, to combo, and find kills, since a lot of what the opponent throws out will stuff out what Shaggy wants to do. On top of that, he got heavily altered from the beta version. A lot of things Shaggy wants to do and looks for, he just can't achieve anymore. One of the main things being his sandwich. He can no longer attack you while he's holding a sandwich, which created a lot of nuance in terms of, oh, am I gonna throw my sandwich or am I gonna punch you? Now, you just know I'm gonna throw it at you, and you can parry it, and then my day just becomes miserable. Plus, his downlight does not have armor anymore. I know that they changed that in the beta, but not having armor on the downlight, which was one of his best approaching options, makes it that much harder for him to approach. With that being said, I know he sounds awful. I had to get that out the way so that you don't get frustrated while you're playing him, because I definitely got frustrated when I was playing him. That being said, what I've noticed about his neutral in this game, it is fundamentally different from beta because he's missing certain tools that helped him a lot. But what I do like to do is at the beginning of the match, in most maps, you actually spawn very close to the opponent, meaning you can straight up just dodge cancel and do your side jab to start a combo, which, if you don't know, if you dodge and immediately input an attack afterward, you'll carry your momentum from the dodge and you'll start attacking. Take my word for it, if you can do this very quickly, you can catch a lot of people online off guard. Because when it works, you'll make your opponent look like the Finn at the beginning. Do you want them to look like the Finn at the beginning? Do you? Try it, trust me. But outside of that first interaction, you'll mainly be looking to land a side jab and the occasional side special to open up the fight. Sandwich takes way too long unless you're playing against an actual parrot. And side special can become predictable very quickly if you spam it. His neutral air can force dodges if it lands, which is nice, but it just doesn't lead to much combos that are true from what I've tested at least. This small fist, this opening jab is your only hope if you want to win and play neutral. If you can land this, chances are you might win that stock. But if you can't, you're probably struggling. Like, bro, he's giving me back shots. What do you want me to do? But outside of those options, random up specials are always an option if you want to contest people above you. But as it stands, Shaggy, in my opinion, probably has one of the worst neutrals right now, just being honest. The fact that you can't hold sandwich alone takes away a lot from the character. He's stubby, lanky like Waluigi, and probably smells. Shagsworth is cool though, I mess with him. Combos in Multiversus as a whole, I would say just got nerfed across the board. They saw my combo video and they just did not want me to prosper. If we put hashtag downlight dare enough, they might give this back to us, guys. But apart from that, they also took out his jab, jab, dodge, cancel, jab, jab. Like, I can't have anything. What do you want me to do? Jab, jab, up tilt? Is this your idea of an optimal game? Like, what's going on? Jab, jab, up tilt, full hop into up air is gonna be your bread and butter. This works at many percents, and it can even kill if you're close enough to the blast zone. Yes, his up air got buffed to the point where it can actually do something. It's not just a wet paper slap across the opponent's face. If they DI out when you're doing the jab combo on the ground, you can do jab, jab, up tilt, up special, and follow that with a full hop, and you'll get 32%, which isn't bad. Jab, jab, downlight is something, but it doesn't set up into anything, so if you need to get them away from you, that's another option. And down air into recovery is a pretty basic kill confirm that works at higher percents, around 90 to 110%. Jab, jab, recovery also works, but they're gonna be a little higher percent if you wanted to confirm into a kill. It gets you kills, it starts combos, it's an anti-air. I don't know if they wanted to make Shaggy less one-dimensional, but this actually made him even worse. Because now you know that a Shaggy's just gonna do jab, jab, up special, and you can't do anything as you just, sure, you can do to hell. Jab, jab, up tilt into side air is going to be another option if you want to launch them from you to the side at low to mid percents. If you don't see a trend here, Shaggy is now an air fighter. Ground Shaggy is dead. You're going to have to embrace these new changes because I know I didn't. That's why I play Marvin now. But those are all of his bread and butters. You better hope that bread and butter tastes good because that's the only thing Shaggy has to eat for dinner. He has nothing else, at least from what I experimented with. But something that was buffed insanely was his smash attack and his side air as a kill option. If anyone has landed his forward smash fully charged, you know what I'm talking about. This has monumental knockback. Look, she died at like 50. It's crazy. And his side air is a functioning Falcon knee, a proper knee. It was no longer that weak nonsense. I don't know what they gave us in the beta, but this is a proper way to kill. These two moves are great. You need to be throwing them out when they're at high percent because your opponent will probably not respect them enough because they may not know just the extent of how strong these moves are, and you need to use that information to your advantage. Use the knowledge of these moves being very strong in their current state to catch people off guard and kill them very early. I've gotten a lot of stocks like this. You need to capitalize on this. And what's even better, both of these moves have very high base knockback, and what that means is you don't need to charge them up much for them to go far. This is great because not only can you land them to do a get off me attack, meaning they get off of you, you do an attack so that you create space and distance for yourself so you can either charge your neutral special or pull up a sandwich. Since they took out move decay, you can throw out both of these moves and you don't have to fear losing kill power because they're never going to decay. Have fun with your Falcon knee. It actually works then. Moving on to Shaggy's disadvantage. This is what I would say is Shaggy's worst aspect of his gameplay. Not his combos, although it is pretty bad. It's usable. His disadvantage, I would say, is one of the worst I've seen in the game. And I'm not dragging it just because I main the character, but his down air comes out a bit too late. Late enough to where you can't contest people who are juggling you and are really just oppressing you, like Harley Quinn or an Arya. You can't contest these moves when they're rising up into you. Speaking of, like the video if you fear for your life if Harley Quinn mains are running towards you, because as a Shaggy, I genuinely can't do much. I hope you like trading. Want to trade? Fortunately, this is where the perk Airwalker comes in. This is more for if you're on the side of the stage or if you want to extend combos, but one of the good things about Airwalker, like I've mentioned in my previous video covering Airwalker, which you should watch after this video, I need my AVD, you can charge your smash attack on the platform and you're gonna have the armor capabilities that it gives you as if you're doing it on the ground. You can use it to bait out people if you're at ledge, like this Joker. He just got punched across the stage because he did not respect it. It can catch people off guard surprisingly well, and you can use it to kill. If you charge it in the air, if a person falls for it, please tag me, let me know. I want to see that because that sounds very funny. I haven't seen it yet. However, do this as a last resort because if you miss this attack, not only do you burn half of your dodge meter, but it's very telegraphed. Like, if you miss this, it's probably Jover. But outside of that though, your nair and dare, your neutral air and your down air, is your best bet to contend with people if you're being juggled, or a well-timed dodge. I would say the dodging route is the better of the two options I just mentioned, but the nair is more for if they're closer to you, and the down air is the move you don't really want to throw out because it may not land, but if you get to land it, it's going to give you a lot of rewards. So pick and choose which option you want to do. Gauge it based on the moment you're in. Like I mentioned, if they're close to you, nair. If they're a bit far away from you and they're trying to jump into you, you might want to do a down air or do a well-timed dodge so you can get back to stage. Speaking of dodging, Shaggy benefits a lot from the new parrying system that this game added, which, if you did not know, if you do a neutral dodge either on the ground or in the air, you're going to parry the opponent's attack if they attack you at the same time you input the neutral dodge. This will make you get free advantage because your opponent will be stunned and you can follow up with anything for free. But if you have Airwalker, you cannot do a neutral dodge in the air because it's going to be replaced with Airwalker. But in the event you get knocked off of the stage, Shaggy has a lot of resources. Remember, you have 2 jumps, 2 dodges, and 2 recoveries in the air, meaning you can do 2 side specials, jump twice after that, and dodge twice to get back, which by that time you should make it. So you can do your neutral air to stall in the air if you want to hover back to stage without using any of your resources, and you can also spam his up air if you need to hover back to the stage. Keep track of these techniques and you shouldn't struggle too much with getting back, but again, keep in mind that Shaggy doesn't have the best disadvantage. Now to talk about the perks, which in my opinion have the least effect on gameplay, but you should know about this because it does give you an advantage over others. The perk loadout you see on screen here are the best perks for Shaggy in my opinion. Both the Snowball and the Pugilist perk. Wait, Pugilist or Pugilist? I think it's Pugilist, I'm sorry, I'm correct. The Snowball perk and the Pugilist perk is going to help increase your damage. If you want to have an air parry, you could replace the Airwalker perk with the Speed Boost perk, but honestly speaking, with there being so little perks in the game already, I'm not sure if there's much room for different builds. Regardless, I will be making a follow-up video to this one talking about even better perk loadouts for Shaggy as I play around with him more. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments and like the video so I'll know. But on screen is a very good example of everything I've explained in the video. This was me fighting against FPZ. I found out to be the best player in the freaking world on day 2. I have to fight, bro. But this puts into practice everything I was explaining in the video. So if this helps you at all, subscribe. I'm making a lot of Multiversus content very soon, and please request anything you want to see in the game. If you want to see character-specific guides, challenges, which I'm very open to doing, literally anything, please let me know. Subscribe, take care, be good, love and light.